Okay, so you want to own a shopping mall. And I know what you're thinking. Shopping malls are dying. Amazon killed them. Nobody goes to the mall anymore. But here's the thing nobody is telling you. While hundreds of low-quality malls across America have closed in the last decade, the top-tier malls, the ones owned by the right people in the right locations, are generating more revenue per square foot than at any point in their entire history. Simon Property Group, the largest mall owner in the United States, generated over $5 billion in revenue in 2023. Their stock has outperformed the broader market for 3 consecutive years. So the question is not whether malls are dead. The question is which malls are dead and which malls are printing money. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how much it costs to buy a shopping mall, where every dollar of revenue comes from, why the owners who understand the new rules of this business are getting extraordinarily wealthy, and why the owners who missed the shift are going bankrupt one by one. Let us get into it. First, let's understand what a shopping mall actually is as a real estate asset. A shopping mall is a large enclosed or open-air retail complex containing multiple stores, restaurants, and entertainment options under one ownership structure. The owner of the mall does not run the stores inside it. The owner of the mall is a landlord. Every store you see inside a shopping mall, Gap, Zara, Apple, H&M, the food court restaurants, the movie theater, all of them are tenants paying rent to the mall owner every single month. This is the fundamental business model. You own the real estate. Other businesses pay you to operate inside it. The mall owner's job is to attract the right tenants, maintain the property, market the destination, and collect the rent checks. In the United States, there are approximately 1,000 shopping malls still operating today, down from a peak of about 1,500 in the early 2000s. But the total value of American retail real estate is still approximately $1.9 trillion. The industry did not die, it consolidated. The weak malls died, the strong malls got stronger. And understanding the difference between a weak mall and a strong mall is the most important thing you need to know before putting a single dollar into this business. Shopping malls are divided into categories based on their quality and performance. A Class A mall is a top-tier property, typically located in a high-income area, anchored by luxury or premium retailers, generating $500 per square foot in annual sales. The best Class A malls in America generate over $1,000 per square foot. For comparison, the average Walmart generates approximately $300 per square foot. The top malls in America are among the most productive retail real estate on earth. King of Prussia Mall in Pennsylvania, Aventura Mall in Florida, and Bal Harbour Shops in Miami are examples of Class A properties generating extraordinary returns for their owners. A Class B mall sits in the middle. Decent location, middle market tenants, generating $300 to $500 per square foot. These malls are struggling, but survivable if the owner adapts. A Class C mall is the one you've been reading about in the news. Anchor stores gone, empty hallways, struggling small tenants, generating under $300 per square foot. These are the malls that are closing, being torn down and converted into warehouses, apartments, or mixed-use developments. When people say malls are dying, they're talking about Class C malls. When the smart money says malls are a great investment, they're talking about Class A properties. Same industry, completely different economics.
So how much does it cost to buy a shopping mall? The price varies enormously based on class, location, size, and current occupancy rate. A small Class C mall in a declining market can be purchased for as little as $10 million to $30 million, and some have sold for even less as desperate owners try to exit. A mid-size Class B mall in a suburban market typically sells for $50 million to $150 million. A large Class A regional mall in a prime location sells for $500 million to $2 billion. The most premium mall properties in America have traded hands at valuations exceeding $1,000 per square foot of gross leasable area. Beyond the purchase price, you need to factor in renovation and repositioning costs. Most malls being acquired today require significant capital investment to modernize the property, replace departing anchor tenants, and convert space to new uses. Renovation costs for a mid-size Class B mall typically run $20 million to $100 million depending on the scope of work. New roof, HVAC systems, updated common areas, new flooring, improved parking structures. A mall is a massive physical plant that requires constant maintenance and periodic major reinvestment. Total entry cost for a viable mid-size Class B mall, $70 million to $250 million, including purchase price and initial renovation budget. Once you own it, here is where the money goes every single month. Property taxes are typically the largest fixed expense for a mall owner. A large regional mall can generate annual property tax bills of $5 million to $20 million annually, depending on the state and local tax rates. Insurance on a large enclosed mall with millions of visitors per year costs $2 million to $8 million annually. Common area maintenance, cleaning, security, landscaping, parking lot maintenance, interior maintenance runs $3 million to $10 million per year for a mid-sized property. Utilities for the common areas, electricity, heating, air conditioning, water, cost $2 million to $6 million annually. Mall management and staffing costs run $2 million to $5 million per year. Marketing and events to drive foot traffic add another $1 million to $3 million annually. Debt service on the mortgage, most malls are purchased with significant leverage, typically runs $5 million to $30 million per year, depending on the size of the loan and the interest rate. Total annual operating costs for a mid-size Class B mall, approximately $25 million to $80 million per year before any renovation or capital expenditure. Now here is where the revenue comes from. The primary revenue source for a mall owner is base rent, a fixed amount per square foot per year that each tenant pays regardless of how much they sell. Base rent rates vary enormously by location within the mall and by tenant type. An inline store in a mid-quality mall pays base rent of $20 to $60 per square foot annually. A store in a premium Class A mall pays $100 to $300 per square foot annually. The most coveted spots, near anchor stores, near entrances, near food courts, command premium rates. The second major revenue component is percentage rent. Many mall leases include a clause requiring tenants to pay additional rent once their sales exceed a certain threshold. If a tenant's base rent covers the first $2 million of annual sales and they actually sell $3 million, the mall owner receives a percentage, typically 6 to 8%, of that additional $1 million in sales. This aligns the mall owner's financial interests with the success of their tenants. When tenants do well, the mall owner does better. The third revenue source is common area maintenance charges, CAM charges, which are fees passed through to tenants to cover the cost of maintaining shared spaces. Tenants pay their proportional share of cleaning, security, landscaping, and other common area costs on top of their base rent. This means many of the operating costs we discussed are actually borne by the tenants, not the mall owner. The fourth revenue source, increasingly important in the modern mall, is non-retail income. Parking fees, event space rental, advertising, cell tower leases on the roof, and revenue from experiential tenants like gyms, trampoline parks, and entertainment centers. Total annual gross revenue for a well-run mid-size Class B mall, approximately $30 million to $80 million per year. Net operating income after operating expenses, approximately $15 million to $40 million per year. That translates to a cap rate, the annual return on the property value, of typically 6 to 9% for Class B properties and 4 to 6% for Class A properties. With all this income potential, why are so many mall owners going bankrupt? The answer is the anchor store collapse. For decades, the business model of the American shopping mall was built on anchor stores, large department stores like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Lord & Taylor that occupied 100,000 to 200,000 square feet at each end of the mall. These anchors drove foot traffic. Customers came to the mall to shop at Sears, and on the way in and out, they passed dozens of smaller inline stores and bought things there too. The entire financial model of the inline tenants depended on the anchor stores delivering foot traffic. Then, e-commerce happened. Sears filed for bankruptcy in 2018 after losing customers to Amazon for a decade. JCPenney filed for bankruptcy in 2020. Lord & Taylor filed for bankruptcy in 2020. Neiman Marcus filed for bankruptcy in 2020. In a single year, multiple major anchor tenants that had occupied mall spaces for decades disappeared simultaneously. When an anchor store closes, the mall lease agreements typically include co-tenancy clauses that allow inline tenants to reduce their rent or terminate their leases if the anchor vacates. One anchor closure can trigger a cascade of rent reductions and departures from smaller tenants throughout the entire mall. This is why Class C malls spiral so quickly once the decline begins. One anchor leaves, 10 smaller tenants invoke co-tenancy clauses and cut their rent by 50%. Foot traffic drops, more tenants leave. The mall owner's revenue collapses. The mortgage cannot be serviced. The lender forecloses. The mall closes. This exact sequence has played out hundreds of times across America in the last 10 years. The second major failure pattern is over-leverage at the wrong time. Many mall owners purchased properties in the 2000s and early 2010s using large amounts of borrowed money, betting that retail rents would continue rising indefinitely. When the retail apocalypse hit and rents fell instead of rising, these owners found themselves trapped, owing more on their mortgages than their properties were worth, unable to refinance at acceptable rates, and unable to generate enough income to service their debt. Washington Prime Group, once the largest mall owner in America with 100-plus properties, filed for bankruptcy in 2021. CBL & Associates, another major mall operator, filed for bankruptcy in 2020. These were not small operators. These were billion-dollar companies brought down by the combination of too much debt and a structural shift in consumer behavior they did not adapt to quickly enough. So, should you own a shopping mall? Let us look at the real numbers. Investment to get in for a viable mid-size Class B mall, $70 million to $250 million. Annual operating costs, $25 million to $80 million. Annual gross revenue for a well-run property, $30 million to $80 million. Net annual profit, $15 million to $40 million. Payback period, 8 to 15 years if you buy the right property at the right price. My verdict? The shopping mall business in 2024 is a tale of two completely different industries sharing the same name. Class C malls are genuinely dying and should be avoided entirely unless your business plan involves buying them cheaply and converting them to something else entirely: apartments, warehouses, medical centers, or mixed-use developments. That conversion play is actually one of the most interesting opportunities in commercial real estate right now. But Class A malls, the premium properties in wealthy, high-traffic locations, are extraordinarily durable assets that have survived every retail disruption thrown at them and continue to generate strong returns for their owners. The Bal Harbour shops in Miami generate more revenue per square foot than almost any retail property in the world. Mall of America in Minnesota attracts 40 million visitors a year and has never missed a mortgage payment. The difference between a dead mall and a thriving mall comes down to three things: location, and the quality of ownership. The owners who understand that a mall is no longer just a place to shop, it's a destination for dining, entertainment, fitness, healthcare, and community, are building properties that will outlast every prediction of their death. The owners who tried to run 1990s retail real estate in a 2024 world are the ones you've been reading about in the bankruptcy filings. That's the economics of owning a shopping mall. From $10 million to a dying property to $2 billion to a trophy asset. And the difference between them is not just price, it's everything.